And 10 on Your Side has brought you shocking details of child neglect that also include murder in this case. Brian and Shannon Gore are accused of trying to starve their 6-year-old daughter to death. A judge found probable cause to send this to a grand jury, and reporter Andy Fox has covered this from the start. He was in court today. Andy.
Tom, the Gloucester County Commonwealth's attorney Bob Hicks knows that a picture paints 1,000 words, and almost all he had to do was just to hand over the pictures of the Gore's daughter to the judge to get this case sent to a grand jury.
There was only one witness called, Detective Scott Little with the Gloucester County Sheriff's Office, Shannon Gore's attorney, Ron Smith.
This isn't attempted capital murder. That is a case of neglect. And we know that it's a bad case of neglect.
Supported with pictures, Detective Little says he found the Gore's 6-year-old daughter in this crib that was made into a cage. She was covered in feces, malnourished, with clumps of hair missing.
It's nothing you can think of, and it's terrible. It's everybody's very fortunate that the detective came in there and found her.
Little says Brian Gore, seen here in court earlier this year, kept referring detailed questions of the daughter's condition to Shannon. Shannon told Little the daughter had cerebral palsy and Down syndrome, both untrue. When the daughter was taken to the hospital, Little says she was so hungry she was eating cracker crumbs off the bed and was eating flaky skin from her forehead, which she also did while she was in her crib cage.
There can't be an explanation of what leads to something like that, but there are some factors that will be brought out in trial that will, at least in some ways, explain where she was.
Brian Gore told Detective Little about the death of an infant son who was born in August 2007 and who was buried in a box under this shed in the backyard. Like his sister, he had no prenatal care and was kept secret from everyone. The Gores were charged with murder, but that charge dropped because there's no evidence they killed that child.
A bad case of neglect, we admit that, but that's what it is, neglect. Neglect is not the premeditated intent to kill. That's not what happened here.
Now, Brian and Shannon Gore sat in the courtroom at the same table. It's the first time they have appeared together in court. They both remain in jail without bond. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on Your Side.
And the Gore's 6-year-old daughter, now 7, remains in foster care. She was in school and went to Disney World last week. The Gores also have a son who was never abused, and family members knew about him. He's named after his brother who died back in 2007.